Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of FanView. We're here to talk about Premier League, Man United bottling top four, Liverpool getting top four, Man City can they win the treble, Chelsea getting a win finally, and will Arsenal are still in the fight for the league. Jesse, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm finally happy that we were able to win a game, at least, because it has been really rough these past few months. But yeah, it was a very good performance. I won't say it was where Chelsea are meant to be right now, but it was good. This weekend football was nice.
Yeah, GB, how are you doing?
I'm good. I think tomorrow is like the biggest game of a long time for us against Real Madrid. So looking forward to tomorrow. But yeah, good otherwise.
Yeah, okay, so let's all start with Chelsea first. First of all, Chelsea finally wins the game. Jesse, you've lost how many games? I think 5 games before the Bournemouth win yesterday. How do you think the performance? What's difference did Lampard do in this game that he didn't do in previous games?
Well, I will say personally that I felt that this particular game, when he played attackers, you could actually see that there was a difference in the way we attacked when we're like going forward. Because throughout I don't know why he came on, he was doing some funny experiments or whatever he was doing, but it was obvious that at least at the end of the day, these players we have nothing to fight for again. So just play them. Like even if they're not going to play well, just play them at least. And yeah, he did that today, on Saturday, and you could see there was a huge difference. Madueke was so impressive. I enjoyed watching him play. These are a player that actually knows how to play wing. He's a winger, not like N'Golo Kante. And you could see on the other side as well, even though Modric was not as effective against them, but you could see that there were outlets on both wings. So even if there was we're receiving pressure from Bournemouth and they played really well, I have to give them their credit. Even when we're receiving pressure, Bournemouth still had it at the back of their mind that these guys still have explosive wingers that can hurt us on the counter very, very easily. So you could see those little changes in how we played. That was what I feel made the difference in that match on Saturday.
Okay. GB, Lampard spell at Chelsea hasn't been great. But like, do you think this is spoiling his managerial's name? Because everybody have been saying, first of all, do you think he made the right decision coming to first of all, do you think he made the right decision coming to Chelsea, and his manager's name, do you think is getting ruined?
I don't think Lampard has a managerial name. I think what Lampard has is still the player stature that he had. Because I think that's the only reason why he was being considered for the Chelsea role, to be honest. Because if you consider his performances as a manager, he just recently flopped like at Everton. But he was brought into Chelsea because like he is a legend at the club. There is this feeling like he can bring the fans and the players closer together, understand what the club means, having been a big part of it for over 15 to 20 years, So these attributes are these attributes are just listed and not managerial attributes. They didn't bring him in because he's a tactical genius, or it's because he's a relegation avoider like Sam Allardyce, or because he's a very good interim manager like the way Guzindik used to come in for Chelsea at some point. So was not brought in because of any reason. It was brought in because of the same reason OGS was brought in into Man U at that time that he came in initially. Understanding the club, the dynamics, closer relationship between the players and the fans. So that's not why he was brought in. So managerial career stint-wise, I think if Lampard is going to get a job next, it's still going to be based on because it's Lampard, not because of his coaching attributes. Aside the top four that he had with Chelsea during the COVID period, I think that's it. That's like the big star on his CV.
Some will say the double counties job.
Yeah, to some extent, I would say, yeah, to be honest. But he doesn't want to go around to be coaching Derby County all his career, right? He wants to take the big step up. And I don't know which club is going to give him the chance to do that big step up from when he leaves this Chelsea job.
Okay. It can be assistant for Pochettino. Well,
no, I don't. I know it would.
So you now tell him to play Kante as wing.
We never do that.
Okay. Okay. Jesse. Todd Bowley came out this week and said that he promises Chelsea fans that the mistakes will go very soon, that yeah, sorry, you made mistakes and everything. At the moment, they're looking for managers. Do you think the manager decision is taking longer than you expected? Or do you think it's right for them to calm down, look for the right process, check the right process, and pick a manager that's they like?
Personally, right now, I've just zeroed my mind from the authority point of Chelsea right now. I've said to myself that anything that they do, I'll just support it 100% because at the end of the day, I'm not the one making the decision. It's them. So if they take long to do it or they take like the shortest amount of time, I'll still back the manager either way. So I'm not really bothered about that. But when I heard, like I saw him talking, you could still tell that he doesn't really know anything about football at the end of the day. He still sees us as a business because he don't know. When they were asking him about even Chelsea, all he could say was he's in a good city, he's in a good spot. He doesn't even know anything about like the depth of the club. I'm very sure that if you ask him about like people like even Lampard himself, I don't think he even knows Lampard, what Lampard has done for Chelsea as a player and all that stuff. He doesn't we just don't feel connected to him with the club and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just my own problem with the whole system. But if he's able to get us a manager that will come and do well, I'm fine with it.
Okay. So Jesse, what do you think? What is your hopes for this season? I mean, there's no hope. I don't think there's much you guys are fighting for. Do you think you can still get to the Conference League? Or
I don't think it's possible because there are still teams there, Brighton, even Fulham that won today. There are still teams that are still fighting for that position. So for me to say that Chelsea win it, despite all the fixtures that we have, because we have very tough fixtures remaining this season, it's going to be very, very difficult. Well, as of like from now to the end of the season, like right now, I just watch Chelsea games as a fan. I don't really watch expecting anything from the matches. But I'll just say that more of what I saw against Bournemouth is what I want to see. Let's just play players that like at least this is not time to be setting up like some type of system. Like let's just play all these players that we brought in. Let them get like a feel for the game right now before I set them up for the next manager that is going to come.
Okay, so from Chelsea, let's talk about ownership. Manchester United, like the market, and they are hearing people are looking for ownership, but then people are looking to own the club. But then let's talk about ownership in England. Jivik, I would like to come to you because in Germany, we're hearing they do 49+1, which is 49% to an owner and then 51% to the fans. Do you think, like, for someone like Chelsea fans who are used to success under Abramovich and everything, do you think it's better if English football moves to the model of, okay, let's try and make the owner 49% and the fans, because the fans really care about the club. Some owners might just come and then want to run the club as a business, not as a football community stuff.
Yeah, so I think we have to agree that in 2023, football is already a business. Like we cannot like remove that part already from it, because everything that happens right now is a business. I mean, even aside your club, right down from UEFA and the number of competitions that they set so that they can generate as much revenue as possible. I mean, the FIFA World Cup, the next one is probably going to be how many teams now? Like it's going to be increased, the number of teams there. And it's going to be hosted in like 3 cities across US, Canada, and Mexico. So like we first have to agree that right now football is a business. Like it's a very, very big business. And it's going to be hard for you to want to have owners that wouldn't want to see it as businesses, because it is a huge investment to get the club, to be honest.
Do you think it's a good thing that football is turning into business?
I think there is a good and the bad side to it, to be honest. Like there is a good and bad side for it. For the bad side is like you are more likely to probably attract owners that probably wouldn't to care a lot like about what is happening. But at the other end, you can also have owners that do not care about what is happening, but they're able to install the right people, and then those people just sort it out. And when they need to get money or spend money, and then they supply the funds. So I mean, there is always good and bad, and I think like there are specifics, right? Because if you look at Brighton, for example, one thing that we've always praised for their recruitment strategy, their owner is a billionaire. Tony Bloom
Yeah.
is one of the biggest billionaires in the UK as a whole. I think top 10 or something, or top 20. I don't know where it belongs to. But like the reason why Brighton is still now, if you sit Tony Bloom down and you ask him about the whole history of Brighton, I'm sure like an average local fan, we know 10 times more than he does.
But Tony Bloom is a fan.
He's a fan, right? But he probably wouldn't know as much as an average fan does. That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's statistically speaking. I mean, when did Tony Bloom get the club? So, let's be honest. I mean, he could know, but like statistically speaking, if you put a lifelong Brighton fan beside their CEO or beside their chairman or owner, he's probably going to know more than him. I'm sorry, like that's just the truth. Like that's just the truth.
Maybe because I heard Tony Bloom is a fan of Brighton. He has been a fan since from boyhood.
But my point though is football is a business, and the thing is the best thing to do that you could just only opt for is for you to have the right structures that make things work. So I can remember some few seasons ago, Arsenal fans were always complaining about Kroenke out, and then his son took more responsibility of the club, and then they were able to get Edu into the club, making a lot of the important decisions. And now it's looking like Arsenal is like a whole new leaf. It's still the same owner, right? It's just the right structure. It's very similar to Liverpool too this season. We always praise Liverpool for their very good recruitment. FSG, shrewd transfers. They probably wouldn't spend big, but they will get the right players. But this season that Michael Edwards left, there is a very strong difference in their transfer approach and the kind of players that they've been able to bring in. And we're all saying FSG out. It's still the same FSG that was there when they won the Champions League and they got to the final severally, or when they were second in the league and they won the league during the COVID season. So what I'm saying is, yeah, it's a business and you might have owners that don't care. But the biggest thing that you can only hope for is like once the right structure is in place, then you would be good enough, to be honest. Now, last example, Man City owner has probably not come to the Etihad since 2009 or something, before he came for the King's coronation, I think yesterday or something, or 2 days ago. It was around for the King, that's Sheikh Mansour. And Man City is actually doing well. Like, let's forget all the oil money and all of that, because that's the truth, right? And it's not like he knows, you can't sit Sheikh Mansour down and ask him history of Man City and he will give you strong answers like a fan will, but the right structures. So my point is, football is a business, but what you just need is the right structure. And I think if there's the right structure in a team like Chelsea, for example, they will spend money, but it will be way, way, way better, right? Like, it won't just be the owner jumping into everything and doing everything because it doesn't know it. So putting the right people in the right place. See Newcastle, right people in the right place, and then you'll be fine. That's what I think.
Okay. So we United fans are praying we get a good owner and everything. Well, it's between Qatar and it's between Jim Ratcliffe. GB, as a Man City fan, this is the last I'm going to ask on ownership. I know a lot of people call you oil money, stuff, and then for what we'll be getting lately, we United fans, some United fans don't want Qatar money because they feel Middle East and everything. You watching it, I know we're in Nigeria, not in England here, but like when you hear stuff about what is happening in the Middle East, how they do this thing, does it affect the fact that, I support the club that's owned by someone from the Middle East, or it doesn't affect you?
I think this is a very this question you ask is even like sometimes even way more than football, to be honest. Like, it's a very tiny line of social issues, right? Like, the thing is, a lot of times we the fans, we have like very little to say in how these things later get to play out. Let's be very honest with each other, right? Because now, or sometimes even the footballers in the club. So if you are a Germany footballer, like in the last World Cup, and then you have to play at the World Cup, right? And then you probably know some of these issues surrounding Qatar and the Middle East, and then construction workers dying on the site, things like that. And then you have people calling for your head to boycott or don't play or don't participate or neglect the rules. But we have to sort of still remember that these footballers are like still professionals, right? Like, they are contracted. Like, they are trying to build individual careers of their own. and they are not so a lot of times decisions that are going to be made are made at the high level, like FIFA presidency level, UEFA presidency level. Relationship now. They're not going to buy a club like Man United or Man City without the UK government being aware, like strongly.
Mhm.
So people that get to make these decisions are not us at the end of the day, right? And we are just like the victims. We are the ones that are going to bear the brunt. You are supporting a club that the owner is in the Middle East and they are probably doing this. You are supporting a club that they are doing this and it's wrong. But I mean, there is just so little that we could do, to be very honest. So the conversation is really, really about those that are like making these decisions actively. And so that's why whenever people just say, "Oil club, this, that," like there's just little to which you can do. Or Chelsea, Abramovich, Russian or oligarch, relationships with Ukraine, things like as a Chelsea fan, you would want your team to perform well, right? And there's just very little to which you can affect in all these issues. And I think it's just a matter of years. Let Newcastle keep performing like this, and you will see. It's just a few seasons.
Final question: if you were to get a new owner that is rich, would you take it?
I don't know. I mean, I would. The owner that I have right now, I think we are doing so well. I mean, why change something that works?
Jesse, sorry, do you think it will affect you? I mean, Russia, Abramovich just left. Was it affecting you when the war started and everything?
Affecting me in what sense?
Like the fact that people be like, "Oh, you're supporting a club that has a Russian man as your owner. Look what he's doing to Ukraine." Or if we're supporting like Man City now, they're calling oil money. Look at what they're doing in the Middle East and stuff like that. Do you think it will affect you?
I mean, it don't affect me so far as like we're getting trophies and winning, but I can see where people will come from. I can understand where people will come from if they are saying that. I understood where people were coming from when they were talking about the whole Abramovich situation. But me, I really don't mind because Abramovich, at least, even though I'm very sure that when he took over Chelsea, he did not really know that much about the club. But you could see how much he loved the club at the end of the day, right until the time when he left. And he made us fans feel more connected to the owners than like this whole bully, whatever bully is doing. So yeah, that's just what I'm going to say.
Okay, so let's move to the footballing aspect. Jesse, please answer. What do you think is going on at United? Because United are looking like they are bottling top four. What do you think is wrong? And do you think they will still make top four?
It's obvious United are just trying to make Liverpool take the gun, catch up, or that kind of thing. So at the end of the day, they will not break their hearts again. But most seriously, like I think that at the end of the day, United still have a lot of gaps they seem to feel. Like this is just their first season under Ten Hag. So, and what he has already achieved right now is impressive for that being your first season. A final in an FA Cup, you already won a trophy with the Carabao Cup. And yeah, disappointing in the Europa League, but at the end of the day, it was still a good run. And you can see right now with all their injuries that they have in the club, that they are suffering from it at the end of the day right now. Well, I feel like towards the end of the season, United will be able to at least win one or two more games and they'll be able to secure top four, like even with their game in hand at least.
Okay. GB, we counted Liverpool off, but before we go to Liverpool, let's talk about United. If we finish fifth this season, you don't make top four. Do you think it's a bad season for Ten Hag? Like I know because okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, like if you had asked me this question at the beginning of the season, I would say no, to be honest, because I think at the beginning of the season I was saying Man U fans should be like more calm. Probably don't expect Man United to be in the top four yet. Like that's a reasonable thing. But I think, to be honest, I think if I look around the top 7 and I look at this season as a whole, at the average, and then I see Man United at 5th, I think I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Because if I look at the fact that Liverpool has had like a very terrible season, to be honest, and I think Newcastle has also had a very good one at the other side of the scale. But I think Man United has been able to, I mean, at some points, Man United were like 4 points behind Arsenal when Arsenal were first. Is that right? I can't remember. I think it was around 4 points.
Yeah, they're the same
yeah, exactly. So going from there to being 5th and losing out to Liverpool, I think it would be like a very strong blow, to be honest, right? Because to me, I still feel a top 4 finish is still a better progress than a Carabao Cup win. I don't know whether you take it or not, but that's just what I think.
Okay, FA Cup. You don't know. They might beat you guys. You don't know.
No. I don't know. Don't let us get to the ifs and maybes. Let's talk
But
about
I mean,
what
if we finish fifth and we win FA Cup at Carabao, let's just say, do you think it's still a bad season?
I mean, that would be more difficult to say.
I still feel it is.
But I mean, like,
let's look at it from this standpoint. How we now say that Arsenal had a good season if they bought to the league from being that much points above?
Because like I feel like the league is like the ultimate thing, right? Like that's like the ultimate thing. And so if you don't get to jump to the league and you are still like probably second, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I will still pardon because like for me, right? I think like league performances later get to tell in the long run, right? So I think something about Liverpool, like the last 3 to 4 seasons, like even when they were not winning the league, they were going far in cups. They got to the Champions League final like 3 times, right?
No, 2.
No, they lost to Liverpool.
They lost
to Real Madrid twice.
Yeah,
and they beat Tottenham once. So, and they were really having strong performances in the league, even though they were not winning. Last season, they were like in the final of like 3 cups, I think. Then they won 2, they lost the Champions League. So at the end, like league progress will sort of push you into cup wins, right? So for me, I would probably say Arsenal is still okay. But let's be honest, I think Man United with a Champions League, the Champions League badge next season is a Man United that can attract players that want to come because of Champions League. You have the money already. You're going back into your pedigree. So I think I would say like it's not be good enough if they don't win, to be honest. I think it would be a bottle job, to be honest. Like they should still be able to win, right? You still have the chance to be like you're not mathematically far away from being the top 4. So Liverpool is not seeing themselves in the top 4, to be honest.
I mean, we have to win 3 games. And to be honest, I've given up on this season. But then let's move to the other side, Liverpool. GB, we all gave up on Liverpool. And then it's like Klopp has found the way to play, putting Arnold into the middle as a vetted fullback and everything. Is that what you think has helped Liverpool so far in all the games they've won?
I think it's just so many factors. Like football is so complex for just like someone moving into the midfield being the reason for the upturn change. It could be a very strong factor. Don't quote me, like it could be like a very strong factor for the change. But I think there's a little bit of everything because our defense is still shaky, to be honest. But they've had players come back. They've had Jota giving them some important goals in the last 3 to 4 matches. And they've had Luis Diaz tenacity back in the team. And so when you have some of these players coming back into the team, filling up some roles, I think it helps the entire team like play better. And when you are looking at the end of the season, right, like you are looking towards the end, then you sort of have this idea of we just have to play our best and finish up and see where it lands us. So I think that's why I think Liverpool will still go ahead next weekend and lose to a bottom place team. I don't think that like they are moved from where they were suddenly to the old Liverpool that we knew before. I think their defense is still not good and all of that, but they're racking up the wins right now towards the end of the season. They did that, if you remember. The season they were so bad, but they racked up so many wins towards the end of the season and later got to finish in 3rd position. So they've done that before. So like I don't see like I don't think because of that Liverpool is back. So not so
okay. Jesse, what about you? Do you think Liverpool can make the top 4? Or do you think it's a little too late?
Okay. I think that is very, very possible because, like, throughout the whole season, even from last season, you could see that there are a lot of injuries in Klopp's attack, and now he has gotten those injured players back. So I think the fluidity in his selection of his attack and like how they play right now, you can see a huge difference. That's the one thing I've noticed, especially. You can see that you can see Luis Diaz, for example. He came back from injury and is playing very, very well. And at the end of the day, even if you go back to that Tottenham game, when all their attackers were, getting tired, they still had the quality of the bench to someone Diego Jota to come out and score the winner, that kind of thing. So I just think that now that his attack is more like they've come back from injury and he's more fluid now. He like there's every possibility that they can qualify for top four. I've always known this from the start that Liverpool's defense has not been the best or the defenses. Even like apart from that one season that Van Dijk was balling, I think that was in 19 when they won the Champions League. Apart from that season, Liverpool has always had like holes in their defense, one problem or the other. So like it has always been the attack, and now that his attack is back, like I think that there's a huge possibility.
Okay, so just say your top four. Who do you think will join Arsenal and Man City?
I think to me, I still feel like the way it is right now, is going to stay. I think that Newcastle know they just have to win. Like I think it's 2 games for them to qualify for that top four. Like they lost this game, but I don't really think that they are losing to like a title challenger. So we can't really fault them. But I think that it will be Newcastle and United that will still finish in that top four.
Jibo, how about you?
I think I'll stand with him.
To be honest, I actually feel it's United Liverpool that will finish top four. I don't know. I see Newcastle.
Yeah, Leicester, Newcastle they have easy games. They just need to win 2 of their games, and they're playing the likes of I think
They're playing Brentford.
They have Leeds. No, they're not playing Brentford. They're playing Leicester.
Sorry.
They're playing Leicester. They're playing Leeds. These are teams that we know have had problems. Let's forget the era of Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce's era is over. He came West Brom. They couldn't win a single game after he came in, and they still went out. It will be marginal like defeats that they'll be getting, but I still feel Leeds will be getting a lot of defeats. I don't think they have the quality enough to beat the likes of Newcastle. And Newcastle know right now they are motivated. I don't think this is like an Arsenal bottle job where they bottle the league again. This is what they are. This is like their final. So they are waited for their whole life. So I think that they still have the quality enough to beat at least 2 of those teams that they face. So okay. I feel like Newcastle's spot is there, and they are still 2 points above you. I think.
Yeah, the 2 points above us.
Yeah,
but they are 3 points above Liverpool.
I feel like Liverpool will still drop points this season. So
I feel like they win their next 3 games. To be honest,
they like the games that they're winning. They've not like to me. They've not even won it convincingly. That game against Tottenham, look at like they were leading 3-0 and they keep that Tottenham is still able to come back. Tottenham that just lost, I think it was 6-something the game before. Like Tottenham is able to come back, and it was the Jota goal who was not even meant to be on the pitch. I was able to get this for them. So I just feel like that luck is not going to be there throughout this season. I think they're going to drop points this season.
Okay, so let's move on to Man City, Arsenal, the title challenge before we talk about Champions League. Jesse, Arsenal are still showing that they're in the fight. They beat Newcastle, which he told me Newcastle was going to beat them, but they still showed that they are still in the league. What do you think about that? And yeah, what do you think about it?
I mean, credit to Arsenal. They've done it. They've beat Newcastle. I genuinely don't think they're going to do it, but what can we do? They did it. Like, congratulations to them. But they are still 2 points behind Man City. And I don't think Man City are losing on that game this season. They're going to beat everybody they play. Man, I just know it. So, and Arsenal still have a lot of games. Like, okay, don't say a lot of games, but they still have tough games to play this season. I feel like they feel like they found their form, but they still have that Brighton to play, and you know how Brighton play against like the bigger teams. Like, let's not even use this game today as a yardstick to judge Brighton, and if they have lost form or something. They always play better against bigger teams than the smaller teams. All their losses, I'm sure. I don't think they've lost to a big team this season. No, they have obviously, but yeah, they've taken a lot of points from big teams, and now that they lost the first game. Like that, I think it was 5-3. Like Arsenal beat them the first time.
But it's not 4-2.
Was it 4-2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so they'll be like right now looking for revenge. They just want to take that point over Arsenal. And let's think about the fact that they're also trying to make it into the Europa League or Conference League. So they know they have to. This is a must-win game for them, especially the fact that they lost today. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But I just think it's Man City's league to lose right now.
Okay, GB, Man City, they won against Leeds 2-1. What do you think about it?
I think we had a very good performance, except for when Alan and Goudouin were doing Brothers in Love, and they almost implicated the whole squad. Give this one penalty, not give it this one penalty. Pep was so mad. Pep was so mad that Goudouin said, at full time, like Pep first faced him and then tore into him, and then faced Haaland and then tore it to Haaland, and then faced the two of them and then tore into the two of them. Because like we lost the penalty and then they went to score. Like football can be so fun. Like sometimes it looks like someone is writing the scripts. Like you just lose the penalty and then you guys just go to score and then we just keep playing the last 5 minutes thinking, are we going to actually draw this game? Like that's how funny football is. So yeah. But I think we played well for like a large portion of the game, like 85, 90 minutes. I think except for the drama from the penalty above, I think we're comfortably in the lead. So I think I just need, I have 4 games left. I just need about 2 wins and 2 draws. And I see myself performing way, way better than that. I think I would even win at least 3 out of the 4. So, like I said, forget about Man City. Like, if you are being a neutral fan right now, and Man City is top of the league with 4 games to go. I don't think you want to bet against Man City to win it. So let's just be frank.
This is the time when they can be 3-0 down and still win 4-3. This is what Man City.
To be honest.
Okay, so we're still backing Man City to win the league, all of us here. So let's move to the Champions League.
It's something we already know now. It's not like we're backing them.
I mean, just as I'm saying all season, so
this is something that we already know. Like we never thought Arsenal were going to win the league. Let's be honest.
Okay, so from the Premier League to the Champions League, tomorrow, now 8 o'clock Nigeria's time, Real Madrid versus Man City. GB, I know this is a personal one for you because this is the trophy that you've not been able to see your team win. What are your minds going into the game tomorrow?
It's Real Madrid. There's no local champion here. There's no local Premier League champion here, like, to be honest. But I think last season, over the 2 legs, I think I was the better team, to be honest. I think I was. I think Madrid just Madrid me. So they really, really Madrid me that last season. Like they showed me what they showed PSG. They showed me what they've showed Chelsea. But I think it has not been the same case this season. So Madrid has been good too, but the overwhelming force that Benzema and Vinicius had over Champions League is not exactly the same level. But I mean, it's Madrid and it's the Champions League. It's like, it's just the match made in heaven. But I'm really happy that I'm going to play the first leg at Bernabeu because I feel like I can get something out of there, to be honest. First, I don't think I'm going to lose by a large margin. If I even get to lose, I think it will be very, very close. And I think I might even get to struggle to get I might not even struggle. I might even get a draw or even win. Who knows? First, I'm not going to toot my own so that I don't put myself in a bad position so that you guys just know that one first. because the team I'm talking about is a 13, 14 time winner and I have 0. So there's nothing to toot my own about. So that's just the honest truth. But judging by form, I would want to back myself. But Bernabeu, I would believe I should be able to come out with something and then we can play all that is left at Etihad. Like playing Etihad being the decider of who goes to the final. I think I'm more happy with that.
Okay. So Chelsea, this is your second
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes. So this is your second team, Real Madrid. We all know that the Champions League royalty, Champions League kings. Tomorrow, Man City is coming to town. What do you think about that? Do you think it's a factor, the fact that they're playing it in Bernabeu first? Does it bother you or what?
These are champions. They have been playing in home and away legs all their lives. So this is what they do. So Madrid, let's be honest, Madrid have now wanted to play the most beautiful style of football ever. They know like their strengths, they know their weaknesses. So I feel like they will just play to their strengths. They know they're not going to play mass out of the park like throughout the whole match. They know that even for the 2 legs, they know that. They just know that they need to get their goals and then they need to be solid defensively. So it will be a very interesting game to watch. I think that Madrid. Well, I hope that they shock me tomorrow. Well, I don't know. I just feel like the Champions League right now, the way Man City are playing, it's very tough to beat them. But I'm still going to back Madrid. I think tomorrow Madrid are going to get the win 3-2. Then
3-2.
yeah, and then when they go to Etihad, they are going to beat them again 3-2. 3-2, 3-2.
Jesse, GB, what
No
about
answer for my comments.
What's your prediction for tomorrow?
No,
Tomorrow,
comment,
I think,
GB, comment.
I think tomorrow, you know what? Like, I really back myself tomorrow. I really think if I score my chances, I know I'm going to get chances against Madrid first.
Mm-hmm.
I know Madrid defense is not the best. I know Militao is also out.
Mhm.
So I know I'm going to get my chances. And I also know that if Haaland and KDB get that connection, then I would be able to score. So I think tomorrow will be a high scoring. I want it to be a high scoring match, but not for them. But I think there are going to be goals, to be honest. So I think I'm going to win tomorrow 2-1.
2-1. I think tomorrow, my score prediction for tomorrow is 3-1 to Man City.
Let's see, Sha.
I feel like Man City will actually.
I mean, look, wait.
But
I think there's no. I don't know. Like I would agree with what Jesus says because it's Madrid, so there's no.
Yeah. And
argument,
like
to be
let's
honest.
be honest, the Bayern they had their chances against Man City. I also felt like they were not able to just utilize the opportunities that they had. So
Yeah, and the mistakes from this thing. So yeah,
and Pamecano. And I know tomorrow Madrid have a very solid defense because that's one area they've strengthened in their centre backs. They have very, very quick and powerful centre backs. So if it's not a mixture of Militao and Alaba, it's Alaba and Rudiger, someone like that. And we know tomorrow Alaba and Rudiger are both fit to play. I just feel like it's that right hand side that must you get a lot of joy against Carvalho. But it's just how I want to see how Real Madrid will be able to contain that side. But I know
I'm very eager. Is Camavinga not going to play left back?
Oh, it's a possibility. But if I was Ancelotti, I won't because.
What about this person? What about do you think Walker is going to start tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think yes, because Ake is not fit. So if Ake was fit, it would have been Stones, Diaz, Ake, and Akonji that would have played.
You don't think you start Walker because of Vinicius?
If Ake was fit, no, I don't think he will. Ake was fit, no. But Ake is not fit, so it has to be Walker, Stones, Diaz, and then Akonji against Rodrigo. I think I'm very, very scared of Rodrigo, way more than Vinicius tomorrow. I think Rodrigo is a big game player. I think I saw his performances in the Copa del Rey final that he just won, and he was literally the man of the match. He's he's a Champions League he's the guy for the nights, like for those big UCL nights. So, and I mean, he even showed me last season. Was not the one that started doing all the rubbish. And then
even Chelsea as well.
Yeah, even Chelsea. So I'm really scared of Rodrigo because I think he's very, very dangerous. But I think if the only thing that is giving me confidence is like there is nobody else like that Madrid would be scared to face right now, if not me, right? So I have that pedigree, even though I don't have the cups behind my back. But like in terms of form and in terms of quality of team, if you would ask Madrid to pick between myself and the rest in the cup right now, you probably won't choose me because I'm a very tough opposition. So just about showing what I have. So I mean, that's Champions League for you. If you don't beat the big guys, then
I mean, I don't think Madrid won't play.
No, I don't think so.
Tomorrow, so you guys have a good chance. But then let's talk about the other Champions League match, AC Milan versus Inter Milan. Who do you guys see going through? So we're able to round up. Jesse.
Quickly, I think that AC Milan they are going to win because Inter have been in good form recently. Lukaku has found his striking instincts again, but I just feel like the solidity in that AC Milan team and them just knowing that they are 7-time winners. Like I just feel like me personally, I feel that club history has a lot to play in the Champions League. It just like outshines others. So I think AC Milan will be able to win tomorrow.
JB, you agree with that?
Yes, I think AC Milan is going to win. I think their style of play is the Champions League underdog style. I mean, I've been starting from Tottenham, beating Tottenham, then beating Napoli. So for them to beat Napoli, I think they would play something similar because one of the two of them must take control of the game. And I know it's not be AC Milan. Especially when you have Rafael, when you have Leao, and then you have Tio Hernandez. This is Tio Hernandez's last, like, most recent goal.
Yeah.
So when you have those kind of players on counter, and then, so you don't want the ball. So they will give Inter Milan the ball. And Inter Milan I don't think they're like the best with the ball at their feet. So I think I'll go with AC Milan, to be honest.
AC Milan. Okay, so we've come to the end of this show. And before we go, West Ham is playing AZ in Conference League. I don't know who's rooting for them to win it, because I'm
rooting for West Ham. I love West Ham.
Me too. I'm actually rooting for them to win it. So
I beg, let them not win it before Declan Rice be convinced to stay. Let's just leave. I beg.
I think all of them have assumed that have accepted the fact that Declan Rice is leaving.
From what I saw yesterday against United, that guy he has built his game up so well progressively. So I can't wait for next season.
To be honest, I actually feel like he's very underrated.
Yeah, Poch has already highlighted him as a target for next season. So Poch. He said we need a goalkeeper and a striker.
United is still going for Frankie de Jong again. Another summer of that.
But that's good. And as for our striker, Rasmus Højlund. That's the guy I want.
I thought it was Osimhen. Well,
I will open my mouth and say I want Osimhen. Please excuse me, please. Osimhen is going to PSG.
I hate he's going to Bayern. Which one?
I feel like PSG. I just feel next season PSG.
I think he's going to stay.
In Napoli.
He's going to stay for a season. Yeah.
Well, I just feel PSG are going to have a wicked transfer window next season.
Ooh.
What wickedness are they looking for?
Especially the fact that this guy is leaving.
Neymar.
Messi is leaving. They'll just tell themselves that, like, for Mbappe to say he wants to stay, it means that they have to boost that team very well. So I just feel like they're going to sign a lot of players, a lot of quality players next season.
Okay. So we've come to the end of the show. Jesse, any sign off?
Well, you guys should like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
And GB, the busy one, any sign off?
I think today I was reading on Twitter that Yaya Toure's agent said for his birthday wish this year, he wishes that Man City. So I'm winning.
Because I've been lifted.
Has been lifted.
Vini tomorrow.
Vini. No worry.
I just know if Madrid get their chance, they're not missing. That's what I know. Like
Just let us agree that if Man City wins this chance, we'll just leave the group. Because this GB will not us here.
It won't, but I know they're not. I know they're not. Even if they go to final Origi Masterclass. We know what Origi can do. So Origi Masterclass.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming. And Jimmy's camera is okay.
I'm back. It was my network. You won't hear what though. You won't.
Origi Masterclass. Even if he goes to our final, Origi Masterclass.
Just so you know, I would rather lose to Real Madrid than go and chop Origi Masterclass. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, thank you very much for watching and goodbye. Jesse, what's your own with the Origi Masterclass?